Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're here for Reimagining Food Service, what's cooking in 2025. If you want to start and put where you're from in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. I'm Sam McAvoy. I'm here from MJB Innovation, and I'm joined with my colleague, Joan.
Hello, guys. Hello, Sam. It's a pleasure to be
Hello.
here with you.
Just a little heads up, I got a lot of plants in the background, so if it looks like I'm making a lot of movement.
Okay, so please, guys, before we start, please add comments. Feel free to comment. Don't leave us hanging here alone by ourselves. So, and for those, let me introduce myself. My name is João. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Thank you, Sam, for the invitation. I'm an innovation consultant here at MJV, and for those who don't know us, we're a global innovation and technology consultancy. We have been working worldwide and with many different clients, consumer goods. We do a lot of projects regarding the food industry as well. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about what's cooking for today. And we have over 28 years of experience in over 25 countries where we have done projects. We are a Brazilian consultancy with worldwide operation, global operation. And here are six of our pillars. We work a lot with artificial intelligence, design and experience, business innovation and innovation as a whole, technology and data, sustainability, and agile and cultural transformation as well.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about, like I said, the food service industry. This is our report that we put out previously that kind of talks about a little bit of things we'll be talking about today. So if you're interested in checking that out, here's a QR code for that. So I'll leave that up for a second. And then so moving forward, what's on today's menu? What are we going to be talking about? We're going to kind of be talking about what's fueling transformation. So the drivers of change that are causing the trends we're going to be talking about. And the trends we'll be seeing in a second as we go through. So starting with economic uncertainty. I think this is touching home for a lot of people right now. It's a challenging economic landscape, but what we're seeing is this inflation and raising labor costs and input costs are eroding operator economics as well, and it's hindering their ability for price increases. But on the consumer side, we're seeing this interesting phenomenon, like thing happening that's a vibe session, and it's a negative economic outlook that's marked by low consumer confidence and high price sensitivity. And it causes consumers to pull back spending across all income brackets. So if we're going to layman's term and basics it, vibes, how people are feeling about the economy, are worse than the reality of how the economy is actually doing. So on paper, everything might be okay. Jobs are available, companies are hiring, wages are steady, but people feel like things are really bad because prices are still higher than they want them to be, or they used to be. This like looking back of it wasn't always like this. And then social media is telling everybody things are terrible. So we're seeing a vibe session. What's interesting about that in the food industry in this challenging economic landscapes, like we said, operators are having to manage everything from costs to inventory, purchasing, labor, and now like leveraging technology for efficiency, but also having to invest in that technology. But we're seeing a 30% raise in food and labor costs. And then on the consumer side, like we're saying with this Vibe session, 59% of consumers expect menu prices to raise in the coming 6 months. So it's not a positive perception on the consumer side.
Yes, and this such a challenging landscape, especially economically, we have to count with technology, right? A lot, and the industry has going through a very digital and especially AI transformation right now, and it's becoming very essential to the brand strategy as well. And we are going to be able to reshape customer experience and as well as operations to drive guest value and as well as to reduce the costs as we have been seeing. They have this 30% growth. And As well, right now, operationally, technology significantly boosts efficiency and productivity, and we have this 70% of operators reporting gains from tools such as POS systems, automations, supported by data analytics, and overall optimization. So strategically, it ensures brand relevance and enables low-risk innovation, and provides a clear competitive advantage for operators as well, fostering growth and adaptation for overall market dynamics. So, but we always have to keep in mind that technology must augment our human capabilities, not replace us, and definitely not replace our human hospitality, our authentic connections to other people, which is something we have been looking for in a very long time, right? Due to this poly-crisis, people are feeling more lonely. They are really seeking for this deeper level of connection, not only with other people, but also with the brands, which are represented by people as well. And also there's, in this AI landscape, we understand there's an AI for everything, right? There's an AI for that. It used to have there's an app for that, and now there's an AI for that. So we're talking about the latest use of artificial intelligence we have been seeing in the food industry. So we talk a lot about customer experience and marketing personalization. So market understanding the different consumers and the different tribes as well. So optimizing marketing outreach, hyper personalization, advanced CRM, the always on 24/7 consumer feedback and response as well. So we are not capable of that. So it's augmenting our human capabilities. Data analytics and business intelligence. So how to automate reports, tasks, and connect and make all this information insightful information and strategic as well for all of the stakeholders involved in the whole food chain. Strategic business development and market analysis as well. So sales and strategy, operational planning, identifying new target markets and site selections as well that could be potentially more profitable. And also enhancing operational efficiency and labor management. Understanding significant gains in operational efficiency, granular demand, and forecasting. I think there's a very interesting topic we have been seeing, not only for forecast, but understanding with AI what our decision-making process, how it's going to be impacted. So AI now can forecast and understand and project different scenarios based on different decisions. So you can be more prepared for future strategies as well.
Yeah, some of these areas are areas we at MJV have been playing in with artificial intelligence transformations and all that stuff. So it's exciting. It's obviously scary for everyone, but it frees up more time for human. It gives us more time to do the stuff that our brains are meant for.
Yeah, and that's the idea as well. We always approach it from a human perspective and how we can use AI to solve our human problems and enhance our lives.
Yeah. So we would be obviously remiss to not point out one of the largest drivers of change in this industry, which is Gen Z. They are a powerhouse. They're rapidly becoming the dominant force. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, so they're surpassing millennials in weekly restaurants users frequency. And they are holding a significant share of spend relative to the size population. So they have already surpassed their size population when it comes to share of wallet regarding the food industry. They're shaping the future of dining with unique preferences and behaviors. And it's very interesting and relevant for us to better understand Gen Z. They're a very informed generation. They're empowered. The sorry, this word is very difficult for me. So entrepreneurial, they're impulsive as well, and they always feel time starved. They always want to have more times. They feel like they're lacking time. I think all of us are, right? And they have this hilarious sense of humor as well that they like to see in the communication of the brands they are having connections with.
Yeah, you'll notice in commercials and branding marketing lately, they have a very absurdist sense of humor. So like sometimes I see some of these ads and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening right now. Because it's just really out of the box and just like a multi-layer of communication and pop culture that sometimes goes right over my head. But
And
and
there's
like
many
they're
layers. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. I was gonna say they also have that whole like, which has been great for like the entire pipeline, but this work to live, not live to work mentality, which is more common in like other countries than it is in the US typically. Like what else are we seeing about them with like dining habits and preferences? Um, they're flavor explorers, but with a catch. They're more likely to try new, unique flavors and interesting like flavor profiles, but they're not particularly adventurous eaters. And it's really common that they'll go to a place because it has like something cool or interesting or is playing around with like different flavors, but then they just might order the thing they always order on the menu. But it gets them in the door. They're recently entering adulthood, but they tend to retain childhood flavor profiles and preferences. They more than half enjoy fruity flavors, and our cravings are driven by sweet and spicy, which we'll talk about later in menu trends. They have an affinity for the kids menu and kid-friendly options, but it's not just because they want the kids menu. It's portion size, it's the price point, it's nostalgia, it's like the snackability of it. Um, they're dominated by cravings. Like cravings dominates all of their choices. Satisfying cravings is their primary motivator for choosing certain restaurants. And this often surpasses like health options and other things. And then they're really big on socialization. They're less likely to have solo dining experiences, and they prefer to dine out with friends for like the full experience.
Yes, and beyond that, when they choose to connect with different brands, how you can possibly have a true connection with Gen Z. They're the ones we call using a lot this trend, which is called political wallet, which they want to see their values reflected in the same values as the brand as well. It's looks a little bit more like this person to person connection, not just person to company connection per se. So they're looking for authenticity and diversity. They do prioritize restaurants and companies and food companies. They operate in a more authentic way and promote diversity and inclusion. They really look for human connection. So despite being digital first, they do prioritize this in-person experience and the vibe of the restaurant. They always seek environments that foster this social connection as well, where they feel seen somehow and they feel comfortable at the same time. Hospitality is a big differentiator for them as well. So hospitality and services are highlighted as the greatest differentiators for building loyalty, appeal, and brand affinity among consumers, especially with Gen Z. And it's a very interesting thing as well because if you notice, other retailers that are not associated with the food industry are using hospitality as a differentiator as well, and as a way to connect with consumers. So if you've seen Tiffany's the jewelry brand company has a restaurant. Nike has restaurants as well and cafes. Ralph Lauren has the very famous cafe. You have like lines and lines outside to have the opportunity to participate. Muji also has hotels. So hospitality has been a new business model for all different retailers per se.
Yeah,
So
Joan,
yeah,
like just one more that's kind of funny that we don't think about because it seems like a different realm, but talking about this hospitality, Capital One cafes.
yes, exactly.
Our banks, Santander, like they're cafes. Do your banking and have a coffee.
Yes, exactly. So everybody wants a slice of the food industry pie, right? And they're using hospitality as a way for an easy way for consumers to experiment with their brands and also to connect between across different generations as well. So Gen Z is also looking for value beyond price. So deals that call out price carry the greatest influence for them, but they do prioritize food quality and taste as the most important factors. This vibe atmosphere is super critical. So restaurants or atmospheres, if the atmosphere is lacking, they will not feel comfortable and they will not come back to the restaurant. And they do have this preference for third-party ordering during delivery if they don't feel like the local and the physical experience of the restaurant and the vibe is not correct as well.
Yeah, it didn't pass the vibe check.
Yeah, it didn't
They'll
pass.
even walk out. They won't stay if they walk in and feel like the vibe's wrong.
And they're not right.
Yeah. So obviously we talked about Gen Z. Let's talk about millennials and Gen Alpha. And by talk about millennials, I mean we've talked about millennials. Let's look at how Gen Alpha plays into this combination of things. Gen Alpha is not just arriving, they're already fundamentally impacting the landscape. They are set to surpass baby boomers as the largest generation in history. And what really seems to set them apart is this like alpha DNA. They are the first truly digital natives born into like this seamlessly integrated phygital world. Like, and we've been talking about phygital for years. Like they live it, they embody it. They don't understand a world where it doesn't exist. It's as natural as breathing air to them. And the part that stands out to me for the US is their defining characteristic is diversity, with nearly half being non-white. And that's really shaping their cultural preferences, expectations, and insistence on this inclusivity and how they view the food in this instance of what we're talking about. Really bigger than that is like the world and how they interact with things. Economically, they're set to become the richest generation ever, with a projected 5.5 trillion in global spending by 2029, which is huge.
We were born at the wrong time, Sam.
It feels that way.
Right. I think one very interesting thing about Gen Alpha as well, as you mentioned, they were like truly natives. They were born with like AI assistants already, right? So they're used to like, even if at the very beginning of times, they were used to like Siri and Alexa and etc. So it's very interesting how they interact with technology on a more intimate level per se.
Yeah, I saw a commercial the other day that it very much sums up Gen Alpha, and you're going to get into this in a second, but it was, I think, it was a car insurance commercial, and three people were sitting around talking about the economy, and the kid walks up and he goes, "What's the economy?" And they all start struggling to describe what the economy is, and the kid just goes, "Whatever, I'll look it up," and walks out of the room.
Right, they will have a way better answer from technology, and it's very interesting as well because they have been educated to not record the answers, but like not memorize answers, but to understand how to make the right questions so they can have their answers as well. So one interesting thing about Gen Alpha as well is that they are influenced by their millennial foodie parents. And global content as well. So they have like very sophisticated and expensive taste, even at a young age. So once again, we were born at the wrong era. They're also highly educated and skeptical. So with the tools and mindset to do the research, understand the brands, question marketing, demand authenticity, diversity, and inclusion. Gen Alpha is also already emerged as the most powerful influencers as well, and their impact goes far beyond past their power. So they're considered integral decision makers within the household, influencing an estimated 500 billion in annual US spending. And it's very interesting because we as millennial parents have been influenced by Gen Alpha as well, and they really have like a very important role in the share of wallet of their parents as well.
Yeah, 73% of parents say they discover new brands through their kids. And
Yeah.
like they really are the ultimate gatekeepers. Like, and I love the concept of
Yeah.
like it used to just be tester power. Kids used to be like, I want this, and now like millennial parents are looking to their kids for the newest, latest, and coolest thing to do or eat or check out.
And I don't know if you have like Gen Alpha close to you, but if you ask them for a restaurant or anything like that, they will just check TikTok and they will have like a list of very interesting restaurants with like a very vibe check feeling to it. It's very interesting to see how they react and how they do their research and how well educated and high informed they are at the moment.
Yeah, so social influencing is going to be interesting to watch keep emerging through the years because it's like it's all about marketing. Like how well can you market your brand and how much reach can you get out there and can you go viral and can you do something?
Yeah.
This is kind of the most interesting part about addressing like these three generations. And this is when we've been touching on millennials a little bit, but like these trends and different strategies to win with Gen Z also actively wins with millennials and Gen Alpha because Gen Z's trends are very aligned with what Gen Alpha is interested in too and what they're trending. So like when we get into menu trends later, a lot of that is just like an innovation. That's both Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And we talked about this whole Gen Alpha influencing millennials, but as a millennial, there's so many things that Gen Z has done for like breaking down the barriers of what older generations kind of told millennials they couldn't do. That has been like so interesting and also like, oh, I don't have to eat 3 meals a day and not like have anything in between because it'll ruin my appetite. Snacking is okay.
It is, right? And I think one interesting thing here is that we have to consider when we're designing strategies and solutions and having ideas that are going to be cross generations. We need to consider Gen Z as the trendsetters as well, because they're going to be the ones influencing Gen Alpha and millennials. And if you influence Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the millennials will come for you because Gen Alpha will somehow influence their parents and the decisions, and they will present these trends to us as well, as we mentioned in the on the previous slide. So it's a great way to design solutions is understanding Gen Z on a deeper level. That's why we're explaining it a lot to you guys as well.
Yeah, millennials will just wait for, everyone else to tell us what's cool and we'll go check it out.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this. Oh, go ahead.
We're very open-minded to see what's new.
So let's jump into the trends. Those were kind of the drivers of change to understand how all these things are unfolding. And we can start with the new appetite. We kind of talked about how Gen Z, like things are going past just the traditional expectation of taste. Taste has evolved. It's not just flavor anymore. It's multisensory, and craveability is like on the top of the charts for it. And like understanding these major customer shifts is the first step. So like I said, it's more than just flavor. It's about, oddly enough, it's about fulfilling an emotional need for like comfort and joy and control, especially during these uncertain times. We talked about polycrisis. We talked about all of these like emotional feelings, and food is filling that void. And also there's this really strong tie of nostalgia of like just those comfort foods that you want. But like the anatomy of craving is not just like taste isn't just does it taste good anymore. It's about engineering dishes with a rich variety of textures and engaging aromas, and also both visual and sometimes even experiential or tableside. It's just this new expectation of taste. And craveability is really transcending cuisine and price points and driving like customers to restaurants. There's a comfort in this chaos. Craveability is an antidote almost to this uncertainty. This makes indulgence like a timeless human response to a confusing world, and one of the most powerful recession-proof tools a restaurant or like the food industry can wield, because it's for customers, it's a reliable source of comfort, control, and emotional satisfaction. And then tying that even more, like I said, this breakdown of not having 3 meals a day, snacking is huge. Snacking as a ritual, it's an accessible and affordable emotional escape. Um, Consumers are seeking it as a strategic emotional ritual for themselves. It's past what it's ever been. It's not just grabbing a thing of chips. It might be like tapas has been around for a long time, but like that might be the new snacking. You and some friends go to a restaurant and order 3 appetizers to share because you just want like a bite. But the most interesting part, other than obviously the amount of people that cite cravings for why they go to restaurants, or that 70% of customers use snacks to reward themselves, is the breakdown of that prime time for snacking. 70%, like I said, want to treat themselves or reward themselves. That's why they snack. But then we see that 58% snack when they feel happy. And 53% of people report snacking when they're having a bad day. And even 46% report snacking when they're sad. So snacking is just for emotions.
Yeah, either you're happy or sad, positive or negative, go snack. It will make you feel better.
Just nom on something.
Yeah, I think one interesting thing here is as well is for us to not only understand the occasions when we're designing strategies with around food, but also understand consumer on a very deeper level, and understand and leverage their emotions as well, and deeply create those connections, so they can access your brand while having those emotions as well, and you can be like really designing something meaningful to them. And here we're gonna, so guys, right now, bear with us. We're gonna have many food examples. We promise to be done real quickly, so you guys can have some snacks as well. So here's an interesting example around about Raising Cane's. So they tapped into a very powerful consumer desire for simplicity, comfort, and craveability as well. So in a world of endless options, a return to a very familiar menu can be very satisfying. So they go into a single beloved classic, which is the chicken finger meals. So they reimagined the kid-friendly favorite as a high-quality, adult approved indulgence. So there's the power of focus here. They really did reimagine the kid-friendly menu as something, as they reframed it as an adult-approved indulgence. It's very interesting. It's just Sam mentioned how Gen Z and other generations have been tapping into this kids menu, such as a nostalgic feeling as well. They're bringing it back to life through this kids menu. And then we're going to be talking about it as well in association with GLP-1, which is Ozempic and other of those relatives. It's these products, it's even though if it's just one type of meal, focused meal, they do blend taste, texture, emotional appeal. They position as an affordable indulgence, which is very important as well, and they generate a lot of loyalty.
Cane's is an insane situation. Like I know people that are willing to drive quite far for Cane's, and it's huge and viral and always trending. But
Yeah.
also, what else we got?
Okay, so Dominic Senso's Bakery, this is one of my favorites. It's so appealing to the eye. At the same time, you do eat it with your eyes. So they're crafting this multi-sensory indulgence. So they are they are known for inventing the cronut, and they continue to push those boundaries of this multi-sensory indulgence by blending a little bit of nostalgia with a modern creativity. So the signature items like the blossoming, as you can see here, the blossoming hot chocolate. It's a very visual, stunning experience. So it's a chocolate flower that opens at the table. So it's combined with some rich aromas, creamy textures, the making the streets like very immersive and multi-sensory experience and highly shareable at the same time. The bakery's rotating menus, they do have a rotating menu where they experiment other snacks as well and see how consumers react to it. But they do create and they play with a bold textural contrast with that. So from crispy layers to like gooey feelings and airy mousses. And they also create sounds. They do think about the sounds. They have to be like crunch and crackle, and they really need everything is thought to really enhance the sensory satisfaction at the same time. There's like a real wow factor. And if you see here, they do design like little pizzas as candies as well, like coffees and donuts and everything. It's a really multi-sensory experience.
It's really that affordable indulgence, and it's that snacking like moment of like, you don't have to feel bad because you want to walk in and have a cronut. Like my emotions are telling me I really need this cronut.
Yeah, I smile every time I'm there, to be honest. I'm always like eating, smiling.
So let's go on to the next trend, beyond 5 stars. And I know that's like a hilarious oversimplification of like, do the best you can and more. But like reality is like, it's not about just that. It's that people don't want to be served. They want to be seen. We're talking about this human connection we've been touching on. And it's imagining what a 6-star, 7-star, 8-star, 9-star, 10-star experience would look like to genuinely delight your guests. And this level of hospitality is absolutely not accidental. Evoking emotion is an intentionally designed process that leverages multi-sensory elements, personalization, authentic human connection, and like to really foster this deep loyalty. And funny enough, like these crafted moments, and it's important to note, like, again, they're crafted, they're intentional. They can even generate a biological sense of happiness, which is turning a simple meal into a memorable event for people. And what we see around this is this psychological concept and insight for hospitality, which is the peak end rule. Guests don't remember the average. They remember the emotional highs and lows and the way it's all concluded. And this allows savvy operators to really design these moments. And I think a good example to think about is like Disney World. Like you might have a great time on some rides. You might have your kids crying half the time you're there and it being really difficult. But you know what happens at the end? An amazing fireworks show that just blows everyone away. And it really is that like seal the deal moments. So the other thing is we've talked about vibes. Gen Z is all about the vibes. Vibe is more than just atmosphere. It's a non-negotiable filter. It's music. It's like the diversity around you. It's the design of the restaurant. It's the flow of it. It's the interaction and social community feel of it. Like it's just this bigger concept that there's a lot of work to do to figure out, are you meeting the vibe? And then one of the interesting things, one of the interesting things evolving from younger generations is this concept of the fourth space. And the fourth space is really about bringing like a vibrant online culture and these online communities into the real world, providing like a community space for them. And Joan will cover one of those in a second that's kind of interesting, but like it really presents a massive opportunity for restaurants to become essentially hubs for connection and shared passions. And that's kind of a grassroots loyalty you can't buy. It's just providing space.
Yes, it's interesting as well because we bring the two different concepts we have talked before previously as well, which is passing the vibe check and also enhancing human connection, right, with the fourth space. So people are looking for places to be more connected and to be in community as well. So here's a very interesting example of an experience, which is the Chick-fil-A. They have created this very interesting stuffed animal sleepovers. which has deepened the brand's emotional bond with families and going way far beyond a simple transactional interaction. So we have been talking a lot about that, how you can make your brand be like a hub of different experience and make your consumers orbitate around it and be connected with you. So you can strengthen those emotional connections. So the event is designed to create like this very magical and memorable experience for children. The families visit a participating chicken fillet location to drop off a beloved stuffed animal for overnight sleepover. And after a few hours, the employees will take pictures of the different stuffed animals your family has. Usually the child takes like the very beloved stuffed animal, which they have like an emotional bond to it. So they'll take many photos of that. And then day after, you can come to pick up the stuffed animal and also have the photos, and there's an album of all the experiences the stuffed animal has lived inside the restaurant. So it reinforces the brand as like warm, family-friendly community. And whenever they come back, they're coming back for another meal as well, right? So you do have them returning to another occasion with the brand.
Yeah, it's a really smart, like, not only social media play to show this, not only creating this peak experience of a kid going to dinner and getting to leave their stuffy for a night at Chick-fil-A, but then the parents have to go back the next morning. And of course you're gonna have Chick-fil-A breakfast, you're already there, and your kid loves Chick-fil-A. So it's smart. It's a good one. It's cute.
It is. It reminds me a lot of the American Doll experience as well, which is very famous. It's the second one with the behind just Barbie. For those who don't know, American Doll is like those very big dolls, and the children can take them to have a hair appointment at the salon and things
Tea
like
party.
that. Tea parties and stuff. So it's really including their toys into different experiences, and they love to see their toys kind of having fun at the same time. I think it's amazing. This one is a very interesting one. I will present it, but I'll ask you to join me. So this is the Battle and Brew. It's it's growing the first space, as I mentioned. So it's a physical hub, while massive and passionate, created for those passionate communities around video games, animes, tabletops, RGPs, and etc. Like the nerd culture to meet and come alive beyond the screen. So once again, enhancing human connection. The spaces are very immersive. They're designed to be very immersive. So they're equipped with gaming stations, theme menus, resonate deeply with fans. So it's just around building communities and creating a space for the communities to meet beyond the online atmosphere. So Sam, I know you're from the nerd culture as well, and I know you've been to Battle and Brew, so please share your experience.
I have. It's just a really cool space. They really curated to a lot of different online communities. There's tons of computers, there's tons of video game systems. They have tables for miniature painting or like D&D campaigns. Their bar has so many different nerd reference cocktails. They really put their menu all about like enhancing the experience. And they have a packed like social calendar. So they really are creating events that even if you don't know someone, you're going out and meeting other people that are part of your passionate community, really bridging that gap of people that generally just do these things online to have a space where they know they can go, that everyone there is going to be like-minded. And this is also really happening in restaurants and other places like book clubs, and around music and around like when a place has like cocktail making classes and stuff. It's about getting people with shared interests into a restaurant space to explore these experiences. So it's the fourth space is cool. I think we're going to see a lot more places really trying to bridge into like these kind of vibes. I know I've been to a restaurant that's also a bookshop, and they have room for hosting book clubs and all that stuff. But yeah, beyond 5-star.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We see those inspired by those Harry Potter restaurants as well, which are very famous in the US, not only at the theme parks, but they have one in New York as well. And we also see a lot of that around music. I've seen Taylor Swift is going to launch her new album, and it's a lot of buzz around that. And I've seen some restaurants are doing like this Swifty kind of parties and spaces with the menu and etc. Very interesting to see communities coming together. Just go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, so we're gonna speed up a little bit so we don't have to cut off any content for you guys. Giving back a moment. Time starved. We talked about it. This convenience is a currency as valuable as cash nowadays. And what does this mean? People are looking for that frictionless experience. Like how much right and nowadays when you're time starved and you running around, that's the littlest hiccup in any sort of ordering app or engagement at a place you're trying to pick up food just makes you potentially never want to go there. So like frictionless experiences are just absolutely a necessity now. It can't just be something that you're thinking about doing. You need to already have invested in it or be actively trying to figure out what you're going to do. We're also seeing this emerging third place, and I know we said the fourth space, but the third place is a little different. But the interesting one that's emerging is dashboard dining. It's really big with Gen Z. They will go pick up their food in a restaurant, and then they will proceed to go into the parking lot and have their meal in their car. And why that's important for this industry is like, how are we preparing around this? If this is happening, then like smart restaurants are meeting them in their car. They're using this data to optimize everything from the mobile app functionality and customized order packaging and pickup logistics, ensuring that like this interaction is seamless. But it's really coming from a place of wanting to control their environment and like curate what's around them. But at times they say it's to take a break and be alone, but they're also engaging in social media while this is happening, while either recording themselves or watching others do stuff while they're eating. So they don't really want to be alone. They just want to curate the audience. And then the big thing is an emerging channel of the workplace. Meet them at work. It's a captive audience. A lot of restaurants are pushing towards catering, getting into micro markets in this place. It's a strategic employee benefit that companies can invest in that supports wellness and morale if they're funding this. And like restaurants really have a chance to unlock a reoccurring demand and deepen the brand loyalty by meeting people where they are. And it's seamlessly intertwined in the rhythm of their modern work day. But Joan has a few cases for us.
Yes, I'll go very quickly through it. So here's a very interesting AI powered example. So Wendy's have launched Fresh AI. So it's an AI powered voice ordering system for its drive-throughs, driving up to 80% of revenue. So the AI assistant targets key pain points like slow service, misheard orders as well, to boost both consumer convenience and operational efficiency, and leave time for the employees to really build those connections, like those human connections. They also partner with Google Cloud, and they are implementing the rollout scaling to over 600 drive-throughs by 2025, by the end of this year. So it's very interesting to see. And the customers experience an average 22-second reduction in wait times, while the system achieves like 99% of order accuracy, boosting efficiency again and consumer experience.
Yeah, it's really. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say it's taking that point where someone has to take all the time to do the ordering and putting that person in a place where they can better frictionlessly affect the rest of the experience.
Yes, exactly. And here we have DoorDash for Work, which I think it's a very interesting example. So DoorDash for Work is transforming workplace dining by embedding effortless meal solutions directly to the hybrid workday routine. So they meet the employees where they are. So whether at home, the office, co-working spaces. So this is like a B2B subscription service model, which offer companies a way to provide employees with discounted delivery fees, created restaurant options, turning food from like a simple necessity into a valued workplace amenity per se. So if this centralized billing and seamless integration into workplace systems, DashPass for Work simplifies those meals, orders, and expense management as well. So they create like this very frictionless experience that boosts employee satisfaction and productivity. And
Yeah, and like
the workplace audience. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's interesting too because there's different models. Like sometimes the company can pay for it directly, sometimes it's subsidized, sometimes it's just making it available so it's easy to get to your building and it's more frictionless. So the next trend we're going to look at is the people principle, which we've been talking a lot about humans mattering. They are your culture. Culture isn't a line item. Like it is the most important thing. It's your intellectual property. Every process, every piece of technology, every guest interaction is an application running on human OS. Like at the end of the day. So like I said, culture is your only true intellectual property. Menus can be copied, culture can't. Today, employees join stories, not companies. And really what you want to do is turn staff into advocates because that grows your loyalty. As you grow, you really want to protect that culture and not have it be diluted by expanding. Like you really want to keep that core focus. It's about investing in your people. It's not just investing. It's investing in confidence, not just competence. So effective training is more than just teaching a process. It's about a direct investment into that confidence. And an empowered team moves past simply executing tasks to really owning customer journeys, which is very powerful. And then we kind of touched on the AI supercharges, not replaces your team. It's meant to help solve labor challenges, not replace your staff, but just make them faster and smarter. Automating routine tasks is what it's there for. It frees up employees to focus on higher value, human-centric parts of guest experiences, turning efficiency gains into better service. And then interesting, 60% of workers who sought new skills did so because they thought it would make them more effective at their jobs.
Okay, so we're going to be, I think this example is very amazing. And we have to say, we have been partners of Coca-Cola for over 10 years now, globally. And some of you guys, I know some of you guys from Coca-Cola are watching us at the moment. And I think this example is amazing. So the restaurant industry, as we mentioned, is battling this people crisis with high turnover, especially amongst Gen Z. So making consistent guest experience harder to deliver all the time. So we're always looking for this very amazing experiences where it's harder and harder and harder to deliver, especially when it comes to frontline. So seeing their own success tied to the health as well of restaurants and understanding its impact, this positive impact on the business. Coca-Cola checked how they could potentially support the ecosystem and solving this problem. So instead of just creating like a temporary fix, they went for a long-term solution. They created the Leader Lab, which is a free, mobile-friendly leadership programs that feels more like a career masterclass than a menu itself. So it's built around developing essential skills in a very engaging way. It's through short, engaging videos that help frontline staff turn jobs into real career path. So it signals a real investment in their growth. And for owners as well, it's a tool to reduce turnover and improve service, and also to give opportunity for everyone to set up a better career path. So moving forward, we also have the Viva Chicken, which is a very interesting example as well, very positive impact. So when everything online is generated by AI, how do you really create genuine interaction? So Viva is investing in the communities they're in. So they boost, they want and they give their employees time to spend more time in communities. So communities want to spend more time with Viva Chicken as well. So to gain community trust, you must first empower your people. So employees were really encouraged to act as a mayor of their own town in every community they participate. So with paid part-time brand ambassador roles, they always participate in everything. So they run sampling drops and surprise activations at local business. They're equipped with simple tools and guided by a gift first mentality. So they participate in like community events, and they will bring food to everyone for free. And with that, they're catering sales to 12% of total revenue as well.
So yeah, next trend, innovation. Obviously, this has always been a thing, but it's now how you ensure relevance. Innovation, the innovation lab, like LTOs are your R&D playground. Like LTOs, limited time offers, are surpassing core menu items. So why not play with them? Why not see what works and then move it to your menu? It's a low risk way to generate wild new ideas and powerful buzz. And it allows you to experiment before committing. LTO growth part, meal part year over year, non-alcoholic is like huge. And that ties into this whole beverage revolution. Beverages are no longer just accompaniments. And it really is powered by this sober curious moment. So like we're talking like everyday drinks, not just like I went to the bar and wanted a mocktail. It's like, I want texture in my icy. They want their beverage experience to be delivered with an equal experience with creativity and care to their food and what you would see in a crafted cocktail. And then innovation is going past just food. We kind of touched on it before, but like we're talking about transforming a brand into a lifestyle experience, strategic retail and food service partnerships. Like we said, with like the restaurants and stuff and fashion. But it's a new powerful revenue stream that brands can get into that introduces your brand to fresh audiences. So your brand can live anywhere.
Okay, so let's go super quickly because we have 7 minutes left. So here's a very interesting example from McDonald's, which is Cosmix. They can test, as we mentioned, beverages can be a great way. The beverages menu can be a great way to test, can be like a playground for research and development and to test concepts as well. So they can provide crucial data on younger demographics. You can test concepts with consumers and bring them, if they're very well accepted, bring them to the core menu. And you can also bring those limited time offers that people are craving so much as well. Next example, we have Arby's, which is a connection that reinforce the We Have Meats identity that they have, and they're bringing celebrity baked collaboration and bringing those smoked meats paired with customers spicy, which is the sweet and spicy sauces, and they also can create limited time offers with that. Here's like Keith Treats as well. It's a dessert focused spin-off of Keith. So the New York-based streetwear brand. So it's food, once again, as we mentioned, Nike and other ones are doing cafes. Here's a fashion brand, which is creating a retail experience, bringing together food around it. And then we have Loewe perfumes and sips. So for you guys who don't know, Loewe is a Spanish luxury brand, very interesting one. And they are creating different cocktails based on their perfumes. So it's a multi-sensory experience. We have been seeing that globally as well. Many different brands beauty brands are associated with cocktails and cakes and etc. for this multi-sensorial experience. And then we have the Wrangler and Whataburger collab. We have been seeing many collabs from brands that have this values, the shared values. So it's a limited time imperial collection, blending those two iconic brands, offering a unique expression of this personal, at the same time regional brand. And the clothes are very beautiful, to be honest. And moving forward to the menu trends, which is our last chapter. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, we'll go through these real quick, but what I want to say is on our LinkedIn, the report that we showed at the beginning and that you can check on LinkedIn covers all of these in a little more detail. One of the big trends we're seeing is culinary chaos. It's food and new applications. It's taking a cocktail and turning it into a meal. It's taking a meal and turning it into a cocktail. We're also seeing creative use of unexpected or seemingly non-edible ingredients. Like squid ink has been going for a while, but like we're talking about like crab apples and sweetgrass and just things like agave wine. It's just new and crazy things you haven't seen before. We're also talking a lot about harmonizing heat, this sweet and spicy, embracing milder peppers that are kind of fire free, um, creative preparations, like anything to mellow the heat, like adding in strawberry gochujang or putting ricotta with ahi lemon. Like it's very interesting because they're bringing out new flavors. We're seeing with more chilies with more complex flavor profiles that are like Maruto and Fresnos that are also fruity and smoky, the pepper themselves. And then we're seeing an emergence of these global chili-based sauces, salsas, and spices. And you'll see here like this kind of percentage of like the combinations people want with spicy that are really trending.
Crazy combinations. I love them. I love to drink spicy drinks like
Yeah.
the from Starbucks. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
We're also moving to a stealth health, which is a transition for just healthy to a really wholesome and real concept of health and functional with many functional ingredients and functional claims as well. It's kind of science-based and an improved body. We're talking a lot about well-being. It's also associated with GLP-1, which is Ozempic and other types of medicine like that. Oh, sorry, Sam. I think you just moved too fast. So the stealth health, we're talking about functional ingredients. We say mushrooms, root vegetables, fruits, botanicals, essential nutrients as well, like biotin, which is for the hair, for instance. And we're talking about blended burgers as well, which they replace 25% of the beef with mushrooms, offering the similar taste, but bringing some components and some functional ingredients to it. They have also this relaxation one drinks from Clean Juice, which incorporates this collagen and lavender, which promote calmness, mental clarity, and relaxation. I would love to try those. I think the promises are getting bigger and bigger with the food industry. I think it's very inspired by the well-being industry as well. We also see a growth of no and low alcohol options. So people, they're going sober. There's like this sober curious growth, and people are looking for non-alcoholic beverages. They're as luxury per se and well put together as we see for an alcoholic drinks. So you see here some examples, and we even have like non-alcoholic tequila, and they're creating like many different mocktails for them. And then we have the stealth health for GLP-1 impact. So we have been seeing a lot of many different smoothie lines for people who are taking Ozempic and all of those types of medicine, which influence their appetite. So they're going for smoothies, which will include all of the different components they would need for the day, the different vitamins and etc., but in a very smaller version, and that don't make them feel sick because they cannot eat as much. And they're very GLP-1 consumers are always looking for the different smaller portions. And for final, we have regional revitalization, which is basically regional staples going global. So 41% of consumers agree that it's important that restaurants offer local flavors based on their location, but they can also be inspired by global flavors, and they could potentially scale those local flavors as well to other places, which is very interesting. Here we have the chocolate cheese and other examples. Go ahead, Sam, sorry.
I would say it's especially in the U.S. It's a new take on a regional staple. Whether it's like switching out some things, it's elevating it. It's taking something like fried bread and adding honey and lavender to upgrade it. It's global and interpretations. Like you said, the Berea cheesesteak egg rolls. It's reaching out to new audiences from your regional iconic dishes. So taking that New York chopped cheese and sending it to Minnesota. So it's just about playing with local ingredients and pushing it around. We're sorry we kind of had to like rush it at the end here. We didn't want to take over time. So we do these presentations in company for your teams. If it's something you're interested in, please feel free to reach out. This is my email, or if you want to take the QR to schedule a meeting to talk about it. We kind of can work around some of the themes we talked about, elaborate on some things that might make more sense for your team. And like I said, if you're interested in the report, check out on the LinkedIn, our LinkedIn, it's up there. And really just thank y'all for joining us today.
Yes, and one important thing as well is that we can help you land all those different trends and inspiration. We kind of get lost and overwhelmed with that amount of things, but we can support you guys on how to really land those inspiration into onto your strategy, into your business strategy. So thank you guys once again. Feel free to connect with us, ask questions, email us, connect with Sam. It will be a pleasure to see you guys again. And thank you for spending the day with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Joel.
The stage with you. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.